Now we want to take a look at Jesus as our King. Now, many of us have no experience with kings. Uh, we know about electing officials and we know about parliaments and congresses, and kings and queens are just figureheads in our world for the most part today. But there was a time where kings ruled over kingdoms, that the king was the absolute authority, that he really was above the law, that he made the law, and everybody had to subject themselves to the king. And that could be good or bad. If you had a benevolent king, things could go very well. If you had a king that was out for himself, and he could make life very miserable for his subjects. But kings, we know, rule over kingdoms. Now we have to take a look at, well, what kind of king is Jesus? He says when he is presented to Pilate, he said, Pilate said, "Are you a king?" And Jesus answered, "Yes, I am a king, but my kingdom is not of this world." He's a different kind of king. He's a king of all creation. Now, it fits. A king rules over those things that he has authority over. And Jesus has authority over all creation. How is it that Jesus ended up having authority over all creation? Well, he created everything. It all belongs to him. This is his kingdom. He rules over all things in creation because all things belong to him. And so the way to think of Jesus as a king is he's not just a king among kings. He is the king over all kings, over all people. And even in the book of Revelation, this is captured in an image of Jesus. As on his robe and on his thigh, he has this name written, King of Kings and Lord of Lords. So Jesus is our king. He rules over us. And now he's a benevolent king. He loves his subjects. He sacrifices greatly for us. But we are his subjects. He is our king. Well, he's not just our king. He's also our priest and our prophet. And this is another way that Jesus is set apart from these Old Testament offices. In the Old Testament, no one could hold more than one of those offices. And everybody had to stay within the boundaries of their office. And so if a king decided he was going to offer sacrifices, as some kings did, they immediately found out that this displeased God. And they suffered greatly because of it. If a priest tried to rule as a king, which generally didn't happen, but they had stepped outside their office. A prophet couldn't go into the temple and conduct the sacrificial services. They were all separated. People were anointed into one office or the other. So we see all those offices are pointing us towards Jesus, the prophet, the priest, the king. And so he is all three of those. He's the fulfillment of it all. He is not just a prophet or a priest or a king. He is the prophet, the priest, the king, and he is all three, prophet, priest, and king. Our prophet, priest, and king. That's important to understand because of the work that Jesus has done for us.